My name is Bob Chua. I'm the CEO of Pulse Group PLC. Powerful emotions means different things to different people. I think to me it means being a determined person, being a positive impact on people's lives, achieving great things and great challenges. And I think it's a way that certain people would want to live, and definitely is a way that I'd like to stamp a mark in my life. So I think for me, I've been influenced by many people, many places that I've been to, different stages of where I've grown up in life. I started out, I'm a Sabahan. I lived in a small island in Labuan growing up, but I also moved to the UK and grew up, spent a lot of my childhood there, which I think gave me a lot of different influences, different outlooks on life. And I did my business school in Australia. I had a very supportive family that were all in some shape or form in some level of entrepreneurship and business that I guess impacted me positively in becoming the person I am today. So, I think being in school, I was always rather impatient. I always wanted to come out and work. I always wanted to start my own business. I always wanted to contribute to my country and innovate and develop and grow something. So when I was in secondary school, I started my first business, which was a caddying venture because I love golf, and it was my first real job where I learned the value of money and how to work hard, how to be determined, how to provide the best client service you could possibly have. So I've always been rather entrepreneurial, rather opportunistic in that sense. And moving on to business school in Australia, I started my first mini telco business, providing cheap telco calls to all the international students. I then expanded that business throughout various universities in Australia, through my friends who studied in different schools. And it funded my holidays, it funded my dreams of having a motorbike and riding across Australia and surfing and doing all this fun stuff. That was to me something very emotional, very determined, and it's part of my dreams all this time. Now, after leaving business school in Australia, I always thought that I wanted to achieve and build something very big, something much bigger than myself. But that didn't necessarily mean coming back to Malaysia. I moved on to Hong Kong for several years. I worked in a big American firm and spent a lot of time in the States and in Europe. And I think it's a real emotional roller coaster when you are out by yourself. I always wanted to fill in big shoes and have very grand schemes of my dreams. And I think you put yourself in a position where sometimes you're ahead of yourself. You set such big targets that you're not too sure whether you can even achieve them. And that's not a bad thing. I think it's a great thing to think big, to aim for the stars or swing for the fences. And while it's a very emotional journey, if you are a positive and determined person, you can fill those big shoes. So several years ago, in 2005, we started what's now called Pulse Group PLC. It's an online research company. We now hire numerous people throughout Malaysia. We've built a global brand in our space, and whereby we have innovated the way market research is done today and really revolutionized in Asia how market research is done. And we conduct research via the internet and continue to innovate to be the leading company in this space. But I think building a business is no easy task. It's not for everyone. It takes a lot of emotional drain out of a person, not just a physical drain, but also an emotional drain. And we moved at such breakneck speed from a startup, a two-person startup in Cyberjaya, to a global public listed group in a matter of 33 months. So you can imagine the kind of momentum and the kind of goals that we had. So a huge emotional stress on a lot of people to keep up with that pace. Now, throughout our journey, we were fortunate enough to pick up some great awards that gave a big morale boost to our company to show that we're on the right track, right place at the right time. Our first award was an MSc award that we won. It's called our PICTA Awards in the early days of the Pulse Group. and we then went on to win multiple awards: the Red Herring Fastest Growing Asian Startup, the Deloitte Fast 500, the Ernst & Young Entrepreneur of the Year, and a whole host of other awards that really built our confidence and contributed to the great work we were doing. Now I'm a father, I have a wife and a kid. Your understanding and perspective of life changes again. When you build a business, your understanding and perspectives change again, because you're now responsible for a corporation, for the livelihoods of your staff, for the benefit of your clients and what have you. So responsibilities come with a lot of emotions, both up and down.